So I think we've just witnessed some kind of wonderful new combination of Martha Stewart and Steve Jobs. I was talking with my friend Larry Page about the nature of this event, and it strikes the two of us that this is like the Google IPO. KR has waited until the very last possible moment to step forward and have the customers talk about what's going on here. And so it's now my privilege to invite to the stage an absolutely remarkable set of business leaders worldwide. I'm going to call them out by name to come take a sit here, and we'll get right down to it. So our host, John Donahoe of eBay, would you come forward? And Bill Simon, the COO of Walmart. Rob Carter, longtime friend from Federal Express. Jim Kennedy. Jim is the chairman of Cox Enterprises. Brian Kelly, the president of Coca-Cola. And Larry Page, the founder of Google. As I put the first question to each of them, I'm going to tell you just a little about their background, even though they certainly need no introduction. We'll begin with our host, John Donahoe. He came to eBay in February of 2005 as the president of their marketplaces, ran all their commerce businesses, and was named the CEO of eBay on March the 31st of 2008. It's interesting to note that there's more than $100 billion a year of used goods traded on eBay, and that makes me think of them as the world's largest recycler. And they're certainly an innovative company. The business has grown to 100% since he took over responsibility for it. The eBay marketplaces, and they today employ 8,000 employees with $16 billion a year in revenues. Tell me, we're just a few steps...
Sort of the opposite. I'd like to be 16 billion, John, but we're only 8 billion now, but we're on our way to 16.
All right, thank you. Tell me, we're just a few steps away from one of the few and first LEED gold buildings here in Silicon Valley, and eBay, as much or more than any other company, is really committed to cutting your carbon footprint. What's your view of the role of innovation in your sustainability and profitability goals?
Sure. Well, John, actually, let me just first welcome everyone to eBay. We're thrilled to host this event and such an exciting day, both for Bloom and I think for clean tech in general. You know, John, the Bloom and eBay, it was almost natural they'd cross paths, I suppose. eBay is a very disruptive company. eBay was a disruptive innovation, PayPal was a disruptive innovation, Skype was a disruptive innovation. And as you described, eBay has strong green roots. It's $100 billion of used goods, as John said, that have traded through eBay. So it was Pierre Omidyar, our founder, didn't invent it to be a green company, but it has had a green role by recycling goods. And our customers care about this, and our employees care about it. So about 3 years ago, we set out to build a new building on this campus. We made the goal of making it the greenest building in San Jose. Mayor Chuck Reed, by the way, has been a delight to work with on this. And our employees first came to us and said, we got to put solar in. So we did the analysis, it penciled out, and so we've got 65,000 square feet of solar on top of these buildings, and it powers about 18% of our power in this campus at peak. But then we ran into Bloom, literally, halfway through the building of this campus. And this was a disruptive innovation. It was so clear. And it was almost too good to be true. So we sent our CFO to make sure that, in fact, this thing did pencil out. And it was we had the potential to build something 100% renewable energy, 3-year payback. So we signed up, made the investment, put it in last July, and today this is powering 15% of the energy in this campus. And it is KR and the team have done everything they said they would do. And so to me, it's just a wonderful example of how something that's good green sense, making good business sense. And our employees love it. Our employees love to be a beta customer of this. So KR, thank you to you and your team.
Thank you very much. what company is the largest company in the world with 2 million employees and $400 billion of revenues? And who is that company's chief operating officer? Well, it's Bill Simon. And Bill joined Walmart in March of 2006. He's responsible for the U.S. operations, 3,700 stores, their logistics, their asset protection, their transportation, their innovation. And I've long admired Walmart for its leadership in proving that going green can make green or make money. Bill, tell us what led you to decide to put these Bloom systems in your operation.
Well, it's aligned with our company's objective. We believe and have stated that we aspire to power our buildings and all our units across the U.S. With 100% renewable energy and to reduce our carbon footprint. And in order to do that and deliver the commitment we have to our shareholders, it has to be profitable first and foremost for us. So this is an opportunity for us to do both of those things. We also have scale, as you pointed out so kindly in the introduction, the ability for us to take innovation of this sort and provide scale and the opportunity for growth and really the opportunity to lower the costs for everybody is really what our business model is. We save people money so they can live better. In this case, hopefully we'll help others save money by providing scale and a rollout for an opportunity like this. And whether it be solar, and we have quite a bit of activity in the solar arena in California and in other states. We're experimenting with wind in many locations. Most recent is some of our stores in Massachusetts, with landfill diversions, and of course initiatives in packaging, reducing packaging, working with our supplier partners. We believe that, as has been said earlier, you can be profitable and green. And our ability, what we bring to the party is the ability to make things that have been a desire for many but unreachable because it was unaffordable, both desirable and affordable, which is why we aligned with KR and Bloom Energy.
So thank you. That is a smart business decision then, in addition to one consistent with your company's values. I'd like to ask Rob Carter, a longtime friend, and he's the CIO and Executive Vice President of FedEx. For those of you who might not know, 270,000 employees worldwide, $35 billion a year in revenues. Rob, what was the thinking behind your decision to install this in your Oakland hub, I think, right?
Well, we did put it in the Oakland hub, and from the start it was kind of one of those DNA matches. We've always loved the innovative edge, but especially where it turns practical, where you can make an investment in innovation and do something that's really, our company was sort of founded on changing what's possible, changing the way the world works. And from the day we met KR, actually we met them kind of helping them move stuff around to, in the early days of the company.
You meet a lot of people that way,
and
don't
then
you?
said, wow, this is cool. This is something that can make a difference. So at the Oakland hub, we've got a 500 kilowatt array that matches to the solar array that we have on the roof of that facility. That's going to take it almost completely off of the grid. And it's one of the largest industrial facilities that will have that characteristic. So it's been an exciting, fun, and good match between FedEx and Bloom.
Thank you very much, Rob. Brian Kelly, president of Coca-Cola, 700,000 employees, $30 billion worldwide revenue. You're thinking in putting this into your network?
To be clear, I'm the president of our still beverages, our non-carbonated beverages for Coca-Cola. But I am thrilled to be here to represent Coca-Cola and explain a little bit about what we're thinking and why we put this in. Like virtually every company up here, we have very aggressive goals to deeply embed sustainability in everything we do. And we need, as part of that, clean, reliable, off-the-grid energy sources that can allow us to meet what our consumers demand, what our customers demand, and what the communities in which we operate need. And so in our more than 200 countries around the world, we have these same goals. But one of the very aggressive goals we have as a Coca-Cola company is to have measured our carbon footprint in 2004 and look out to 2015. And while we have 11 years of business growth, have the same carbon footprint over that 11-year period. And we know, like you said, John, we can't do that in traditional ways. We need very innovative solutions to do that. And so when we saw and met KR and met the Bloom Energy team, we decided to put one here in California in our Odwalla juice plant, a natural juice that we have here in Dinuba. And so it'll now power 1/3 of the plant. It'll reduce our energy use by 1/3, and in doing the right thing for the community, the right thing for our business. We're very excited about the potential.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you very much. So I first met Jim Kennedy in the mid-'90s. He then was CEO, now is chairman of Cox Enterprises. I dare say at least one of the best run of all the U.S. cable communications companies. They pioneered taking cable modems and broadband out to their millions of customers. Today, Cox Enterprises is a $15 billion business, 70,000 employees. And like many others here, Jim, your businesses are diverse and you have a national presence. How do you view your enterprise's commitment to sustainability and growth? How does Bloom figure into all that?
Well, first of all, it's interesting how it fits into our company. We're a private company, and while so much is changing, I find that gravity still works, at least at Cox Enterprises. So if the motivation comes from the top, it flows down very quickly. And I'm kind of at a stage in my life where when I started having grandchildren, I started thinking when I look into my grandchildren's eyes and they ask me, have you, as a business leader, done all you can to make sure this planet is a good place for me to live? I want to be able to say yes. And so we began a process saying we need to reduce our energy consumption, reduce our carbon footprint. And we were able to go in and eliminate 10% pretty quickly, the low-hanging fruit, through conservation. And then we kind of ran up against that wall, and we needed to turn to innovation. And we looked around, and because of incentives, we have solar in New Jersey, in Florida, in Georgia, in California, in Arizona, and they make good financial sense for us. But when we heard about Bloom, we thought this, like everybody, this is way too good to be true. And so I sent people who know a lot more about this than I do, and they said, it could be true. And so we decided to try. I mean, you have to try something that looks so good. And so we've installed 4 units at our television station, KTVU in San Francisco. The general manager, Tim McVeigh, is sitting here and he's smiling. That means it's working. It's been working, Tim, for over a month now. We produce the energy we need to power 70% of that facility, and we do it cheaper than we can get normal energy. So it's a great start for us. We're looking forward to going along on this ride with you.
Thank you very much. The newest of the companies to join us in this conversation, and Bloom's first customer is Google. And we're enormously honored to have one of Silicon Valley's great entrepreneurs and visionaries, Larry Page, here to tell us, Larry, about your vision for clean and renewable energy. I understand you've got a big program involved that at Google, R&D, venture capital, innovation, deployment through your network, and how Bloom figures into all that.
Well, thanks, John. It's really a privilege, I think, for us to be the first customer of Bloom. And I was actually quite surprised because I actually didn't know that much about this. We've obviously had a lot of relationship with John and with Kleiner and so on. But, I think our facilities managers kind of casually told me, oh, by the way, over by the highway, there's some boxes, there's some fuel cells generating electricity. And I said, well, what are you thinking? How did this happen? And I wanted to sort of tell this story because I think it illustrates what's really great about this product is that, I didn't have to know about it. We didn't have to call the mayor. We didn't have to, do lots of complicated things, which we do have to do for a lot of the renewable and other green energies we do. They were literally, and we were the first customer, so it's pretty secret at the time. And so, they didn't really want people to know about, so we kind of hid it out of the way. And, those boxes sat there and no one was the wiser. They thought they were transformers or something. Those things sat there in 24/7 generating electricity and were very, very easy for us to deploy. And I think that's really the beauty of this product is that not only can it make money for people right now and do it in a much greener way than they're currently doing, but it also has the possibilities to really function as a battery or the other kinds of things that we're talked about. And I think that's a very big deal. In general, I also think moving production of energy closer to where it's used has a lot of benefits. It has a lot of environmental benefits, but also has a lot of commercial benefits.